God showed me my highest timeline right before my eyes. So at the end of December, I astral projected for the first time since I was 17. It was the most euphoric, eye-opening experience I've had in my life. It was like I was high. God held my hand and showed me my future. There are many interesting things about this experience I had. For starters, it was way longer than any time I used to astral project when I was a teenager. Like, you know how Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, he takes the kids around to like these different settings with these characters and they're interacting with whatever it is, the Oompa Loompas, whatever. Like, God was like taking me, here, look at this, here, look at this, here, look at this, like, without sharing all the intimate details of my future. I will say, in one of the scenes, I'm just gonna call them scenes, my family was there. I was asking people if they could see me. I figured if they didn't engage with me, that meant they couldn't see me, and I asked one of my cousins, and she said, yes, I can see you. Of course, I started asking people questions. Where's so-and-so? Am I this? Am I that? And they confirmed it. Trying to keep all the intimate details to myself, but still like giving enough context. I hope I'm doing a good job at that. That scene, it was very long. It was so like I was high. Like, it was so much joy and peace. And I just felt so alive. So after that scene, it's like I went back to like a waiting room, but it looked like a cosmic waiting room. Everything was like the color of the night sky, and I could like feel God. Like I was with God. So if you are familiar with astral projection, if you've ever done it, you probably know that if you get like nervous or start thinking too much, you wake up. When I was in the waiting room, I remember, asking like, well, thinking, okay, that scene just ended. How do I get to the next one? Like, how do I go somewhere else? We have intuition. On Earth, we get downloads. But in this experience, it was like the most clear, high definition, unfiltered intuition. It was like God, my spirit guides, pure consciousness just spoke directly to me. No interference, no other voices. It was stop thinking. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop thinking. Surrender. In the astral plane, I don't have the same blocks that I experience here. There was no second guessing it. As soon as I heard that, I stopped thinking. Immediately stopped thinking, and then surrendered. And then I was transported to the next scene. And I saw a person who is very indicative of a certain achievement, a certain accomplishment, right? Like if I see this person, that means I've done a certain thing that I've been wanting to do. And I asked them a question. And the thing is, I don't know where these questions came from. It was all yes or no questions. Like I said, it was unfiltered intuition. Like, it's really beyond human comprehension. I asked this person a question, and their reaction was so significant. They answered the question as if that should have been obvious to me. They were like, yeah. My journaling session went crazy after this. If you are familiar, you know a common characteristic of astral projection is the flying around. It's not like in a dream. It's not like lucid dreaming. It's like if you were flying around here on Earth, like that's how physical it is. That is how real it is. It doesn't feel real, like it is real. You are flying around. Okay, so rewind to a few months ago. I was lucid dreaming. I was in a room full of people. They were dressed in like business formal. Once I became aware that I was dreaming, the first question out of my mouth was, are y'all my spirit guides? Can I just stay here with y'all? And okay, this is what happened. I was walking behind this woman, right? She was like, then they stopped moving. Then they all started moving really, really fast. And then next thing I knew, I woke up. It's as if they were like, oh, she's not supposed to know. She's not supposed to be aware right now. She's asleep. That correlates to this astral projection experience because in the last scene, the flying around segment, I suddenly thought of someone who passed away in 2024. And I said, is so-and-so here? Where's so-and-so? Then everything stops. I see a bunch of like dark figures moving really quickly. Then I'm back in my room and I can see myself on my bed and I'm feeling the vibrations in my back. And then I wake up. They're like, oh, you digging too deep. Like, fun's over. My SD card was full. But yeah, I guess those were my spirit guides. I guess when I asked that question, like, that was too far. And that's not what I was there to learn or see or experience. I talked about this on TikTok. And of course, people ask me how to astral project. I wish I could tell you. I'm one of those people who accidentally astral projects. When I was a teenager, I would come home from school and take a nap. And it happened like every night. Or every evening, I should say. It only happens if I'm like going to sleep with the intention of waking up within the next couple of hours. Like this recent experience, I had woken up at like 3 a.m. and I couldn't go back to sleep until like 7. So I was like, okay, I don't want to get up at like 1 p.m. So I'm just gonna go to sleep now and get back up at like 9 or 10. Yeah, that's when I astral projected. So spiritually, I took so much from this experience. I think my heart is really open right now in the same way that it was when I was 17. I don't really know how to articulate it. I know the feeling in my body that I've been feeling recently. It's like there's a certain like spark that I've had recently, like inspiration. I've experienced a lot of growth the same way that when you're about to graduate high school, that's like a turning point in your life. And I think that as a 25-year-old, you know, with like the prefrontal cortex developing, and I believe that I have reached a certain point in my journey, reached a certain frequency, a certain level of consciousness to where God deemed me ready to have this experience, to show me what I am ready to see. My belief for my life is that you always receive exactly what you need. You're always going to see whatever you're ready to see when you're ready to see it. I want this to resonate with you too. God may have shown this to me, but I think it can apply in all of our lives. You're not done. If you feel stagnant or stuck or uncertain right now, trust your life. Trust that you are here for a reason and you have the desires you have, because you will manifest it. You will achieve those things. It's already done. You know, if you're into spirituality and like how time is a circle, everything is happening all at once, that's kind of how it felt. You know, God sees our entire life. You know, with our level of consciousness as humans on earth, part of our human experience is not being able to see our whole life, not knowing everything that's going to happen. That's like one of the most essential parts of the journey. Yeah, so it was literally like God held my hand, showed me exactly what I needed to see at this time to encourage me, assure that I'm on the right track, that the things I want are in alignment with my highest timeline. Yeah, like God showed me my highest timeline right before my eyes. I can't see exactly how it's going to happen right now. And I've already cried about it, so that's the only reason I'm not crying right now. The most powerful experience I have ever had. And when I say God, I'm not referring to like the Christian God, but I'm also not referring to the Christian God. I was raised agnostic. You can really apply this with any religion you may subscribe to, or if you don't, it's open to interpretation. You take what you get from it, you take what you need from it. I'm sure if you're watching this, you're probably wondering, if you're a human, you're wondering, you're curious about what's gonna happen. Are you ever gonna do this? I know I'm a broken record. I'm sure you have heard this before. Surrender. You're not supposed to know everything, have all the answers, have everything figured out, because what would be the point of the rest of your life? If you are an overthinker, if you're neurotic like me, that unfiltered intuition I got telling me to surrender, I will remember that every single day. When I start trying to figure out this and that, what did my intuition tell me in the astral plane? It told me to surrender. And as soon as I surrendered, things started moving. I got exactly what I was looking for. Trust your life. You're not done. You're here for a reason, even if you don't know what it is. Especially my fellow young people, everything's already worked out. It's like God showed me enough, but still not everything. There's so many levels to it. I could talk about this for like a year, but I'm not going to. I hope this was entertaining. I hope this was interesting. I hope that you have faith. I hope that you know that everything is already worked out. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be sharing more of my spiritual journey, my downloads on my channel. I would love for you to join me for that. You know, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you in our community that I still have to think of a name for. I will see you next time.